Here are the top 9 knee arthritis standing glute exercises. I'm giving you these in a progression from easiest to most challenging. However, the most challenging level isn't super challenging. We are going to use some very small weights towards the end, but more importantly, I don't want you to progress to the harder exercises unless you can activate your glutes properly. And that's what we're going to start out with. So if you're not sure, we're going to find out here in the next few exercises if your glutes are working right. Exercise number 1 is just standing glute activation. I've got my friend here to help me out to show you. So let's have you turn around, face the wall over here. And here's the exercise. All you're going to do is in standing right here, tighten your glute muscles. Just tighten them up as hard as you can right now. And you can see this is activating, so that's good. You're going to hold it for 10 seconds. You count 10 seconds, and then I want you to just rest for a moment and then do it again for 10 seconds and just keep going like that. And what we're working on here is getting the glute muscles to activate so that you can begin to use them more in the following exercises. If you can, what I want you to concentrate and focus on is only getting glutes to activate and not letting the thigh muscles activate so much. You might need to play around with how intense you activate them. In other words, if you're going 100% and leg muscles are going too, back off to like 80% or even 50% or lower. Find the percentage that you can contract your glutes without your thigh muscles also working and get those glutes to activate better and better each rep that you go through. And for those of you that are struggling with this, you might need to work on this for weeks. This might be the only exercise on this list that you can do. In fact, you shouldn't progress to other exercises unless you can get this, because if you're trying to get your glutes to activate like this right now, but your thigh muscles are the main muscle that's going, every other exercise coming after this is probably going to make your knees hurt, because when you activate your thigh muscles, it puts a lot of pressure in your knees and it's going to make knee arthritis worse. So only progress if you've got good glute activation. Exercise number 2 is going to be a standing kickback with a glute hold. I'm going to grab the walker here just for some stability. You don't need a walker. Let's have you face that way. You don't need a walker for this. You can just use a wall, something sturdy, a counter, a piece of furniture, something that's just stable for you to hold on to, because you will be standing on one leg to balance. And what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be standing on your right leg, and then you're going to move this leg backwards like that, perfect. And when you go backwards this way, a few things need to happen. One is you have to get your glute to tighten really good on this side right here. And then a couple other things. I want you to turn your toes outwards and go backwards like that. Yeah. So it's a rotation of your toes outwards, but you're also slightly moving your leg sideways. Try to keep your waist straight. Yeah, there you go. Stay nice and balanced there. 10 seconds, and then after 10 seconds, put it down, and we'll repeat it on this side. There you go. Take a quick break. Then we're going to still do this side over here. Glute tight, rotate out, and a little bit out to the side. You're abducting or moving your leg slightly outwards. What we don't want to do is only go sideways and avoid going back. I need you to go backwards on this one so that you can get a better glute activation. The point here is to feel your glutes getting tired. Good job. After 10 seconds, take a break. You want to focus on the side that you need the strength on, but ideally you're going to get both sides stronger. And you also want to make sure this doesn't hurt. If you feel like it's hurting your knee joint, then you're probably activating your quads too much, maybe because you aren't great at activating your glutes yet, but play with the intensity of how hard you're doing the exercise, getting your glutes to work so that it doesn't affect your knee. If it just still affects your knee, this may not be for you right now. You might need to be doing the exercise before, and you need to just work on getting stronger there before you try this one out. Do 10 reps, 10-second holds of this. Every exercise on here, I recommend starting there. You can do more reps than that. You can do less reps than that. The reps isn't as important. The goal is to get your glutes fatigued. You need to get tired in this muscle. That's how you know that you're going to get a little stronger. And as days and weeks go by doing this, you should be able to tolerate more reps with less difficulty. It's going to take you more reps to get the fatigue level that you were getting day 1. So that's the goal, more so than 10 reps every time. The next exercise is going to be a baby squat hold. Stand with your feet about hip or shoulder width apart, just a comfortable distance apart. And we're going to be doing a tiny squat. Scoot a little bit this way. Perfect. I need you to turn your toes out. Yep, just like that. And then I want you to slightly bend your knees, and I'm right here if you need to hold on to me. You might do this holding on to something at home if it's your first time. Good, that's plenty. Don't go down anymore. Then holding your knees just slightly bent like that, I want you to tighten the glute muscles. Squeeze the butt muscles, and you're gonna shove your hips forward like this. Come on, tighten, tighten. There you go. That looks good. And we'll show you the backside here in a moment. 10-second holds again. And then when you wanna rest, you can straighten up. Very good. Very good, awesome. So you can see it was a baby squat. It was a tiny squat. We're looking at just barely bending the knees. This shouldn't aggravate the knee joints. If it does, you're using your quads too much. Go ahead again, slight bend in the knees, and then tighten the butt muscles. Push the hips forward. And after this one, we'll turn around. Excellent. Yeah, that one looks even better than the last one. You're moving your hips forward more, and your knees are going out towards your feet. You don't want your knees going straight forward. When you bend them, you want them to bend kind of over your feet in the outwards direction that you've pointed your toes. Good job. After this one, let's have you turn around, face backwards, the wall right here. Excellent. Turn your toes out a little bit. There you go. Slight bend in the knees. And then glutes active and hips forward. There you go. Excellent. Do you feel your glutes working on that one? Awesome job. So glutes are tight right here. The point of this exercise is, well, of course, one, to strengthen your glutes, but two, it's to get your glutes to work in a slight knee bent position, because in this position, your quads want to fire when you bend your knees, but you're constraining your glutes to work and override your quads. But if you don't feel that, if you don't feel your glutes doing most of the work, then you're not using your glutes properly. This isn't for you. Your knees are going to hurt worse. You have to master getting your glutes active in all of these exercises. The next level of this exercise, stay right there, is going to be squat reps. So now instead of holding for 10 seconds, you need to go up, down, and do reps. We're going to do 10 reps. Just emphasize each time you do a rep, correct technique. So just a little bit of a bend. You're not going to go any lower. And then get your glutes to tighten up, hips forward, and then come up out of it. There you go. When you come up out of it, when you stand up straight, glutes need to tighten up again. Okay, so then when you come down, knees out a little bit, hips forward, butt tight. Yep, there you go. Then come up, stand up straight, and squeeze your butt on the way up. There you go. Awesome, that's 2. Let's do 8 more. Butt tight right there at the bottom. Yes. Then come up, butt tight. Good job, that's 3. We're gonna do all 10 right now. You might try this with us, good. Glutes tight at the top. So now we're moving it all, we're putting it all together. Knees out a little bit at the bottom, that's good. Then come up, butt tight. You might find that you can go a little bit lower as you're doing reps. Some people do that, often it happens. As long as you feel comfortable in your knees to do so, you can do that. Just always be careful. None of this should ever hurt. It should be fatiguing, it should be tiring, but not painful. There you go. Good job getting your glutes working. Excellent. Knees out a little bit, butt tight right here, and then squeeze the butt on the way up. Good. You're making yourself be glute dominant. That's what we need. And I'm looking at quads here and hamstrings, and they are working some. They're always going to work some. We just want to make glutes work more than anything else throughout this exercise. You should feel like your glutes are most tired when you're done with this exercise. If you feel like it was more your thigh muscles, front or back of the thighs, you're not doing this right, or you're not ready for it. It's too difficult for you. A lot of people can do this, but it'll be quad driven, and they'll say, oh, that was easy, I can do it, but my quads are working. And just because it's easy doesn't mean that it's an exercise you should do, because you're feeding into the imbalance. You're causing your glutes to get strong, your quads to get stronger that way, and you're not working out your glutes, which when you get your quads stronger, it puts more pressure in your knee joints, and you're not solving the long-term problem. All right, next up, we got mini lunge holds. Now from this one, you're gonna do a lunge position, a mini lunge position. So don't do this yet. Let me just show you. What you might think of when you think of the word lunge is this position right here. This is too much for what I want you to do. I want you to just do a small lunge position. So my toe right here is about in line with the heel on the back of my other foot. So go ahead and get in this position right here. And then separate your feet this way. So move your feet outwards a little bit more. So it's almost like a squat position, except one foot's forward, one foot back. There you go. That looks perfect right there. Now what I want you to do from here is just bend your knees a little bit more and then push your knees out. See that? Yeah, like that. When you do that, you should feel your glutes working. Excellent. Then come up, tighten the glutes. Okay, we got the motion down. Now we're gonna do the holds. Okay, so come down, knees out. It's okay if you need to turn your toes out a little bit to get the knees to come out better. Hold right there for 10 seconds. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then come up, tighten your glutes when you come up. Good, let's do some more reps like that. Knees out a little bit. Awesome, just as low as you can comfortably go. No pain in the knee. We want the glutes to work. Good, and it's usually the front leg, the glute on that side that will work a little bit more, but people have different experiences. This is just what I usually see. Awesome. Let's do one more and then we'll switch legs. Knees out, tighten the glutes back here. You might shove your hips forward, that helps. Good. Okay, so for the next one, let's switch feet. You got it, yeah. So feet kind of not in line, a little apart this way, and then toes out a little bit. There you go, good. It's like I think of like a boxing stance. That's kind of like how you're standing here. Good. Then you're gonna do a little baby lunge, so drop down just a tiny bit. That looks good. Then butt tight and kind of shove your hips forward. You're moving, whenever you move your hips forward like that, it gets those glutes to work. It's creating a little bit of a hip extension. That's the main movement that glutes do. Good. But because you're adding variable leg positions, you're changing your leg positions, it's training your glutes to take over in all these different positions. Good job. Hold it for 10 seconds right there. You got it. You're doing fantastic. Getting those glutes tired. Can we show you from the other side after this one? So let's have you face this way. Same stance, so this way. Perfect. Yep, you got it, you got it. Go ahead, do a couple more reps here. Yep, knees out, perfect. And get those glutes working. That looks really good. Hips are forward. Awesome, 10 seconds like that. Feeling the glutes working? Good. We'll do one more here. Excellent job. Yep, glutes worked right there. Perfect, good work. Awesome job. Knees are out, toes are out. That's how it should be done. The next level here is mini lunge reps, repetitions. So now you're gonna go up, down, no holds this time. You just have to be careful that when you come down, you get the knees out and hips forward, so you get the glutes working. And then when you come up, you have to tighten up those glutes at the top position as well. So technically speaking, each rep has 2 significant glute contractions, one at the bottom by pushing your knees out, hips forward, and then one at the top by tightening your glutes as hard as you can safely. All right, go for it. Let's do 10 reps here. 10 reps or so, good. Hips forward and then come right up out of it, tighten the glutes, good. Then dip down again just a little bit, whatever you're comfortable with, hips forward, knees out, good. Then come up, tighten the glutes. Let's repeat that a handful more times. There you go. Good glute activation. And then up. Let's do one more and then we'll turn around and face the front. Awesome job. Yep, I saw those hips coming forward. Can you turn around for me? Let's show everybody from the front what this looks like. Same stance. You could do whichever foot forward. We've already shown both here. Good. Toes out look good right there. So we're just doing reps. When you're ready, drop a little bit down, whatever's comfortable for you. Yep, hips forward, good job, and then tighten the glutes, hips forward at the top as well. Good, you got it. When you move your hips forward, of course I said you're creating hip extension, you're tucking your tailbone under your spine, which puts your glutes in a position to better hold up your body as well, so you'll have better balance. Getting the glutes stronger is just an all-around excellent idea because it's the way our bodies are designed to work. When your bottom's behind you, that means your tailbone's behind you, your glutes are not in a good position to give you balance. It's gonna cause these muscles in the front and the back of the thighs to start to take over more, which throws pressures off into the joints and the knee especially. The next exercise is mini squats with a weight this time. So I've got a 5-pound weight right here. And get in the stance for a regular squat. So your feet are going to be in line this way. Yep, like that, toes out. You've already practiced this at this point without weight. We've done holds and we've done reps. Now all you're going to do is add a little weight. So you're going to hold this 5-pound weight right here in front of you. And the shape of the weight doesn't matter. It could be a plate like this. You can have a dumbbell and just hold each end of the dumbbells. You can have 2 little dumbbells, one in each hand. You can have a sack of potatoes, put a tote bag or a plastic bag of water bottles or cans, whatever you want to use to just add a little bit of weight to your hands. Then you're going to do the same squat where you bend your knees down a little, whatever's comfortable. Knees are going to go outwards, hips forwards, and then come right up out of it. We're doing reps. Tighten the glutes at the top. Good. Good. So let's repeat that. Let's do 10 reps or so here. Knees out, hips forward, then come up, tighten the glutes. Good. Again, when you're ready, knees out, hips forward, and then come up and tighten the glutes. Excellent work. Do one more like this and we'll show the back. Knees out, hips forward. And come up, tighten the glutes. Awesome job. Can you turn around? Good. Let's do the same thing there. And if you can, what you're doing this in parts, so where you're coming down right here, and then you're tucking your hips forward. If you can just come straight into that position, that would be best. Try that again. So just come straight down. That way you don't have to do it in 2 parts. And then come up and tighten the glutes. So ideally, you want to just get into that position and then come up right here. So knees out at the bottom, hips forward already, and then at the top, tighten your glutes. Good. There you go. Excellent. Whew, getting a good glute workout in here today. And so with reps, you want to do whatever tires you out. And people usually underestimate how much you can do. Now, this knee is replaced. She's holding a weight, doing mini squats, activating her glutes. She's in the middle of getting better with all this. She's already a lot better than when we started out. But it is possible to train yourself with weights even though you have a knee replacement and one that's not replaced that you're working on keeping from being replaced. You just have to learn how to use these glutes and you have to challenge yourself. You can't just do the number of reps that you're told to do if it's not fatiguing you. If you were told to do 30 reps at home or 50 reps at home and you're like, that was kind of easy. Maybe you need to add some weights, or maybe you need to do more reps, or as long as you can do them safely and with the right muscles, the glutes, maybe you need to do them faster because the burn will happen a lot quicker. The goal should be to get the muscle tired safely. Good job. Let's do lunges now with the weights. So face forward here. So same idea now, just 1 foot's back, 1 foot's forward, the exact same position we were in for the lunge before. Turn those toes out a little bit, still holding the weight. And it looks like you could do more. We're going to stay with the 5 pounds though. And then you're just doing a little bit of a bend. Bring those hips forward already so the glutes are working. You're tucking your tailbone under your spine. And then come up and tighten those glutes. And we're just doing reps like that. Hips forward right here. And then glutes tight at the top. Come down with the hips forward already. That should be already activating your glutes. And then come up, glutes tight at the top. Good job. Do one more here and then we'll turn you around. Excellent work. Let's see the other side. Perfect. Good. Drop the hips and knees, bend a little bit. Good. You're already tucking your tailbone under. Perfect. And then when you come up at the top, emphasize the glutes to make sure that they work. If you don't think about this, keep going. If you don't think about using your glutes, you're going to likely default to using your thigh muscles. So you have to focus while doing these exercises. You can't, I mean, it's fine if you have the TV on or you're having a conversation or something, but if you're not concentrating adequately on your glutes, you're probably not going to use them, because what got you to knee arthritis was that you've been just moving, not thinking about which muscles you're using, and then you end up using your thigh muscles too much, putting too much pressure through the knee joints. The last glute exercise I have for you is walking using your glute muscles. Now, you might already be walking for exercise. I don't like having my knee arthritis patients just go walking unless we're certain that you know how to use your glutes. And just to show you real quick, all you're going to be doing is every time you take a step, when you bear weight on the right leg, for instance, right here, right leg, that right glute should contract. And then the same thing should happen on the left. So right glute right here, then left glute, right glute, left glute. Every time you bear weight, you need to think about tightening the glute on that side so that now you make walking a glute exercise for you. So you take time to do these glute contraction exercises, maybe the mini squats, the mini lunges, or whatever version of them you're on that's appropriate for you. Come forward just a little bit more. But now you can start to do glute exercises while walking, while you're just going through the house to do your chores, or going to the kitchen or the bathroom or the bedroom, or at work or out in public. Now you can make it a normal activity for you to be walking. And really, this is the way we should be walking. You should be using your glutes normally all the time when walking, because that puts the right amount of forces through your knee joint, what it's designed to take. If you're not using your glutes when walking, then you're going to be putting too much pressure through your knee joints and moving. You're going to be progressing knee arthritis and making it worse. So figure out how to get each glute to work at the right time and make that the way that you step. At least 8 out of 10 steps or 9 out of 10 steps would be even better. With these exercises, you need to make sure you find the right level. Don't do them all at once. If you're not prepared to do the final few exercises, they're going to make you worse. Just stick with the first one or even 2 exercises. And you don't need to do all of them. You need to find the right combination of maybe 2 or 3 exercises to help you out. And chances are, once you find the right one exercise, you're probably going to feel less knee pain gradually over time. You may have been told that you're stage 1, 2, 3, or stage 4 knee arthritis. That whole staging system isn't my favorite system. Surgeons like to use it. It's appropriate for them to figure out what they need to do. But I've got a phases system that I like much better, because that one pertains to healing. You can take a quiz right now to figure out what phase you're in. Go check out the link in the description to take that quiz.